Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? All right. I hope you are having a beautiful day, getting ready to take on Wednesday, midweek, right? You can do this. So, today we are talking about how we can grow our confidence and lower that perfectionistic behavior that's going on. And that's not to take away your motivation. That's not to take away your drive. That's not to take away, hey, I want to make it look good. It's not the same thing. So we're going to be working on that today. But before we do, I'd like to introduce myself, share who I am, why am I here, what is this all about? So my name is Tammy Workman-Lopez. You can see the information over here and above. And I have been dealing with in my life from about from the time I remember from 4 into my teens and 20s, a lot of perfectionism. It has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, there's no point even doing it. And even if I do it, I know it's going to be wrong. I know I'm going to be judged. I know I'm going to be punished. There was a lot of fear of failure mixed in with there. And so much anxiety, so much stress, so much pain, so much not good enough. And all of that usually connects right in line with perfectionism. So, perfectionism, although we connect it with being perfect, the idea is realizing there is no perfect, right? That is not a possibility. Now, there is perfectly you, and you can be perfectly you, and you are perfectly you. You're an amazing, beautiful person. You're somebody who makes a difference in the world. You're somebody who is learning and growing and all of these different things, just as I was. And that's why I come on here. And that's why I want to help you to be able to see, shoot, I can do this. It's totally possible. And not only is it totally possible, but it's important that you actually have it and create it and make it possible for you, because otherwise you're leaving yourself feel like you're not good enough. And you do not deserve that, my friend. Nobody deserves that, because that not good enough is judgment and looking down on yourself. And you don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. So it's important to take a look and see if you're doing that, where you're doing that. And as you do that, you're going to grow your confidence. So, as I was doing this work in my life, I also was able to begin to grow my confidence as well. And that's what has me here, right? And not to say I'm not nervous, or not to say that I don't feel like somebody might judge me or say something, and they do. But the one who is my biggest problem right here, right? These thoughts running around. And I've had to learn how to work with that. That's the most important piece, because when I work with that, then I'm making the real change that's needed, right? I'm moving myself out of super high expectations, often unhealthy expectations, and I'm moving myself into, I can do this, and I can do it, and it can look great, and it can be perfect because it's meeting the goal I wanted to meet. It's reaching the people I wanted to reach. It's making the difference that I wanted to make. And so it doesn't have to be perfect in comparison to somebody else who's been doing it for 30 years. And then I'm comparing it to that. Right. So if any of this rings a bell for you, if this sounds like, yeah, that sounds real familiar, share it in the comments. Let me know. Even if you're watching the replay, still share it in the comments, because I can go back and I can look at your questions. I can look at your responses. And I love doing that, by the way. I love hearing how you're learning from this, what ahas are opening up. Okay. So what I wanted to share with you is some basic information on how to see, first of all, is this something that you're really doing, right? Is this something that you are creating in your life? And the best way to know is, are you anxious about getting stuff done all the time and in a perfect way? Or are you a procrastinator because you can't get it done perfectly, so then you just never get it done? I understand all of that so much. But there are ways that you can help yourself get through it. There are ways that you can help yourself shift from that old behavior into a new behavior of self-love and confidence. I have a post on my page, and it shows this tiny little puppy, so small, and this big massive dog looking down on it. Now you can look at that and you could see two things, and I actually see both. So you can look at it, I'm looking at it right now. You can look at it and you can be like, that's lunch. That is lunch for that big dog. Or you can look at it and most likely what the case is that dog's gonna jump and he's gonna want to play, even though this dog is like this tiny and he's super big. And if we realize that about life, if we realize that life is really here just to play, just to experience, just to grow, just to allow yourself to be in this journey of being human and spirit and living into it and seeing what you can do to learn and grow, that would help you shift out of it's got to be perfect. I can't mess up. And where a lot of this stems from, and it's important to know that it's not your fault, right? It's just a habit that you've acquired along the way. Quite possibly you saw it from your parents, or because you saw your parents were maybe procrastinators or not getting things done or not available for you, you realize I've got to do this on my own and it's got to be perfect. I can't mess it up. If I mess it up, I'm going to die, right? If nobody's there for you, you can't mess up dinner or you're not going to have anything to eat. You can't mess up shopping or you won't have the right foods. Now, of course, we can kind of work with some of that, but as a younger person, everything is more like a life or death response. So it's okay to notice if you had that old negative thinking. It's important to notice too that you can change it. And so you're taking a look and seeing, okay, am I feeling anxious about things? Am I looking to be perfect all the time? Am I afraid of judgment from others? Am I procrastinating and putting everything off because it's just not perfect? Do I expect so much from myself that I can never meet it, that I always feel not good enough? And if those things are going on, and you may even get to the point of like being so critical that it's rather abusive, right? Like, I can't believe you did that. You're so stupid, or that's not good enough, or you have to keep working until it's done, or, fill in the blank. Share what that is without judgment, right? This is a safe space, no judgment here. The more you can allow yourself to take a look at it, the more you can allow yourself to go, oh, look what I was doing. I was doing that. It's got to be this way or nothing. I was doing that. If I can't get it perfect, then I'm not good enough. I was doing that fearful thinking of what if I don't get it done right and then this will happen, right? Or like that picture with the cute little dog and the big dog. What if the dog's going to eat it? What if he's going to tear it up? What if he's going to rip it to shreds? What if life is going to eat me up? What if life is going to rip me to shreds? What if all these people are going to be judgmental and rejecting and think I, take away my credibility? Right? All of that stuff going on. It's so anxious. It's so unpleasant. It's so filled with fear and doubt. No wonder you want to procrastinate and put it off. Or no wonder you keep trying to go and go and go and go until it's perfect. And you're defensive about it all the time because you're always in this, it's not good enough. And so that's where other people are at. But you can realize now, that's not where they're at about you. That's where they're at about themselves. They're going through a similar response as you. That's why I do this work. And so I want you to know that you can reach out to me, right? My number's here, 954-657-3407. You can personal message me. I offer a free consult to go through these things individually with you. So it's one thing to hear it generally. It's another thing to hear it on how it applies for you. And then it just makes so much more sense. So set that up with me. You can personal message me, you could text me, you can leave me a message, whatever works for you. Whatever social media platform you're on, personal message and get to me. So I can get to you and I can help you take a look at where is perfectionism ruining your confidence. And by the way, we're going to talk about this tomorrow in more depth. So connect with me tomorrow. It'll be at 9:00. We're going to go into a lot more tools and a lot more detail. Today, we're just looking at how it's showing up for you and some ways that you can really begin to start to take a look at, shoot, I don't have to do it like that, right? Okay. So please do share. Let me take a look at any comments. Please do share what you're noticing, how this applies for you, how it's affecting you. You might notice, it doesn't really affect me in my job. I like it in my job. It keeps me really focused. It keeps me really doing what it is that I want to do. I like it there. Sometimes our perfectionistic habits can be helpful. So I don't want to say that it's entirely bad. Right? It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you moving forward. but you can allow yourself to do things in the best possible way without the results of being a perfectionist. Like, yeah, you did it, but it's not good enough. Or, yeah, you did it, but you got to keep going. Like, never able to stop and celebrate yourself. Never able to stop and go, shoot, wow, look at how far I've grown. I couldn't have done that a year ago. I didn't know how to do that a year ago. Totally, totally awesome. Like tubular. So it allows you to feel good, to bring in those positive endorphins into your body, to celebrate. So you can go, yeah, totally cool. That's perfect for me. Sweet. And if you want to improve it, you can improve it without coming from it's not good enough. This is cool. And I see where I can make some changes. Yeah. So you do notice how one tears you down and the other one builds you up? The other one motivates you forward and the other one's going to make you want to run away because it's so painful and harsh and cruel. So take a look at how you might be doing that with yourself. Take a look at how you might be setting yourself up to really feel terrible. Take a look at your expectations. And it's okay if you notice, like, shoot, yeah, I remember like my parents had such high expectations of me. I was never even able to relax. It was way too much. And yeah, looking at what I'm doing, it's a mirror image. Or, yeah, I totally see that I was in such judgment of my parents because they weren't there for me and I didn't feel loved, that I just said, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to do it perfectly. And that's just two variations. Each person lives with their story, and your story has had you creating limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind, limiting expectations in your subconscious mind, ways that you have to be perfect in your subconscious mind. And now you're stuck with them, right? Because once it's in the subconscious mind, so think about that picture you've seen most likely with the iceberg, and you see what's on top. Think of that as the conscious mind, and then what's underneath. Think of that as the subconscious mind. And what's underneath, you can't change easily without knowing how to work with the subconscious mind. And I didn't used to know that. I used to instead think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make this change? Why do I always feel not good enough? I keep learning and learning and learning and helping. I'm helping thousands of people. I've got my degrees. I've got my training. Why am I still not good enough? I am so broken. And my prayers even sounded like that. My prayers used to sound like, God, why don't you have time to help me? Why don't you have time to make this change in me? Why do I struggle with this all my life? It must not be in your plan to help me make this change. Or maybe what I want to do in my life must not be my purpose. I questioned everything. I was in such doubt. And I was in such pain. Oh, it was painful. Imagine somebody talking to you like that. Yeah. And imagine you can't get away from that person. That they are mammer, 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 mammer all day long, all night, even in your dreams. Oh, good news. You can change it. And that is why I do this work, to help people shift out of perfectionism, shift out of not good enough, shift out of anxiety and fear and doubt and blame and guilt and shame and wrong and banter, 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 to shift out of that, to quiet that stuff down, to allow yourself to begin to notice, what are the negative thoughts? What are the emotions that the negative thoughts are creating? What are these thoughts shifting me into? When I change that thinking, it feels so freeing. And all of this banter that I believed had to be there, that I believed was true, learning how to be in control of it to help quiet it. So now your mind is filled with more peaceful thoughts, more supportive thoughts, focused on your goals, focused on your dreams, focused on moving forward. And as that's happening, your confidence is growing. And as that's happening, your perfectionism is going down. And again, I just want to reiterate, those of us who have perfectionism might hear that and feel fearful, thinking, oh, if I'm not perfect, that means I'm accepting anything. No, it doesn't mean that, right? It means that you have certain boundaries. It means that you have a bar. And because you want things to look good and to feel good and to be good and to set the mood you're still going to be that way. It's your character. It's part of what you've learned. You're just not going to beat the hell out of yourself about it. You're just going to look at your expectations and see what's humanly possible instead of having a to-do list out the wazoo that no one can do, and then beat yourself up for it, right? The goal is we're shifting out of that. And you may not know how to do it, right? But they're simple tools that are simple once you know how to do them. They're not simple or common sense if you don't know them, right? So I've shared with you some various things in a subtle way, and now I want to be more direct with you. So I shared with you that this is not your fault, that you have negative programming that you've just absorbed, right? You watched and you absorbed it like a little sponge, and you thought that was how you had to do it, and you didn't realize you created that programming and that belief system and those limiting beliefs holding you back. You didn't realize that you've been believing these thoughts that you've been telling yourself like they are a rule. That's what a limiting belief looks like. And so now, as you're doing the work with me, you're beginning to see these things. You're beginning to see, oh, I'm procrastinating because I'm afraid of how I'm treating myself. I get it. That makes total sense. I'm avoiding because I have such high expectations, I can't meet them. Or because I'm looking at all of what I have to do and it's too overwhelming. So it's taking all these various tools that you can do and implementing them and practicing them. And the great thing about us working together is I'm able to call you out when I see them. Hey, are you aware that you're doing that? And the answer is usually, oh, I didn't mean to do it like that. No, I meant it. It's okay. Let's take a look. Don't judge it. Notice what you were thinking. Notice what you were telling yourself. Notice when you tell yourself this, how it feels. Notice when you tell yourself this, how it feels. Aha. And so it gives you the opportunity to really become aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, becoming aware of the programming that you've had, realizing it's just like a computer. It's not a big deal. You realize the virus that's there, you bring in what's needed to fix it, and you begin to clean it up. And you put in the programming that's needed for the computer to memorize it. Humans are a tad bit different. You just put in the programming and you practice, right? The computer doesn't so much need to practice per se, but as it's running the programming, you see what's working, what's not, and you can tweak it. The same thing works as you're doing the work. You practice. And as you see what's working, you do more of it. As you see what's not working, you tweak it. It doesn't have to be filled with judgment. It doesn't have to be filled with a hard time. It doesn't have to be filled with pushing through and fighting so hard. It doesn't have to be filled with fake it till you make it. And I feel like a fake. I feel like an imposter. Dude, if you're doing it, you're not faking it. You might not feel it, but you're still doing it. So that's not fake. So take a look at, sometimes we might say something that's supposed to move us forward, which is actually having you judge yourself. So you're going to be looking at how you're thinking, looking at how you're speaking to yourself, usually internally, sometimes out loud. You're going to be taking a look at what emotions is that thought creating, and write it down. Write down any negative thinking that you have coming up. Write down what the rules are about your perfectionism. Everybody's rules are a little bit different. Write them down. Like, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and it has to be this, and it better be that. And if not, then I'm this, and then this is that, and then this. So take a look at what you have. And then I want you to look at, if this, then this. I want you to cut that in half. Just this. So if I'm not perfect, so if the then doesn't happen, so if I'm not perfect, then I'm rejected. So let's take off of rejected. If I'm not perfect, rejected's gone, so that takes away the fear. I don't have to call myself names, that's gone, so that builds my confidence. If I fail, and then fill it in differently at the end. If I fail, I'm just learning. It's just another opportunity to grow. You might be like, I can't say that. That's not true. That's not right. That doesn't. Try it on. Notice how it changes. Notice within you the weight that feels like it's starting to come off. And your sentence, your statement, your belief is different, and that's okay. But notice what you have and then replace it. Now, there's other cleaning that has to happen. Those beliefs are there for a reason. They're based on something. They're based on some proof. And so it's important to take a look at whatever proof you have and what you have made up about it, what you believe about it, what you know is true about it, and then you can shift your thinking around it. Once you're able to do that, the weight lifts off. The perfectionism and the doubt and the judgment and all of that goes down, begins to relax, because you're no longer in that fear mode of you better be perfect or else fill in the blank. When that resides, breathing is possible, right? Because you probably don't realize, or you might, but when you get that intense with yourself, there's not a lot of breathing that's happening. The tension, the tightness, the angst, the judgment, it all shuts you down and freezes you out. So allow yourself to take a look at those things. Allow yourself to write down the negative thinking. And even if you think that your perfectionism is not negative, just jot it down. Because if it's creating a negative experience for you, then there's something negative in it. And if it's creating an insecurity, if it's creating a not good enough, if it's creating an all or nothing, if it's creating problems in your relationships, there's definitely a negative in it. So if you're telling yourself there's not, realize you're just lying to yourself, right? When I'm helping my clients, there's no judgment. I've got my life. I've got my own stuff, right? I've got my own insecurities that come up. I've got my own stuff I have to work through. I've got my own coach I've got to call. So there's no judgment. It's a safe space. Be that safe space for yourself to be able to go, shoot, I wasn't being honest. I was saying this wasn't a problem, and it's totally a problem. So let me find a way to work on it. You know how to reach me. You see my number, 954-657-3407. Text me, call me, personal message me, DM me, whatever it is you want. Comment in any of these on the replay. Let me know what this is bringing up for you, and not bringing up like, oh, now I feel like I'm a terrible person. Do not do that. That's you using this stuff to beat yourself up. Some of the same stuff. Instead, allow yourself to look at it more like a scientist, or like a little kid looking at a new bug. Like, whoa, this is cool. Look at that. Allow yourself to look at how you're doing something in an interested way. Like, whoa, I didn't realize I was doing that. Shoot, I want to make that change. Huh, and now I know I can. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. I don't have to be afraid of this little bug. Sweet. Click. All right, so today we got started. Today we're taking a look at perfectionism. Today we're taking a look at some of the steps that you can do to make a change, creating your awareness, noticing any negative thinking, notice what your perfectionistic rules are, notice what you like about any of it, notice what you don't like about any of it, notice what results are coming up. It helps you to become more aware, more on the conscious level. It also helps you to begin to get comfortable with making some changes and some shifting at the subconscious level. So already, as your subconscious mind is relaxed and listening, some of it's going, I get that. That totally makes sense. I see how I can apply that. So some of that's already sinking. But some of it, even though you're like, ooh, I like that, I want to apply that, it's not deep enough. It's not at the subconscious level enough that tomorrow when something comes up where perfectionism is weighing you down, that you can shift out of it. We need practice. We need support. We need somebody to call it out when we can't see it, right? Somebody who's back here helping us, like a coach who's watching the player on the field. They can't see how they run. They can't see if one shoulder's up and one shoulder's down. They can't see if they're throwing. They think they're throwing straight, right? They think they're straight, but there's like a little, right? So that is what you get to have when you're working with a coach. Being able to see what you can't see allows you to make the changes. So I know all of that is a lot of information. But again, if you want to sit down with me, we could do it virtually just like you're doing here. And we could set up a free consult with you and help you with your individual questions. It's really great when someone can help you generally. But when it applies to you, it makes so much more sense. It also helps with the subconscious work. because the subconscious is like, yeah, that works for other people. I don't need that. Because there's a critical factor that says, oh, no, no, no. These things here on the subconscious level, these are true. These are safe. This is what keeps me safe. And so when we're working in this work, we're doing things to help you get to the subconscious level, to get below the critical factor, to help the critical factor stop being so and go, oh, okay, I could see that this is actually going to help me. And sometimes we do the work in meditation, so with your eyes closed. And so practice that with me now. Allow yourself to meditate and focus on a day that's not filled with perfection, a day that's not filled with not good enough, a day that's not filled with angst and worry. What does that day look like? So what if that day is filled with getting things accomplished because you're not worrying so much on making a mistake? You're still being careful. You're still doing grammar checks. You're still making sure T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Okay, that feels good. That looks good. That sounds good. Getting things done, more things done, less worry. Cool. The mind isn't as stressed out. Awesome. Shoulders are more relaxed. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Feeling more confident. Being able to step out and step up, stepping into your authority, stepping into knowing that you're good, knowing that you're great at what you know how to do. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Notice what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it smells like. Is there a smell in the room? Is it refreshing, or did you just pour yourself a drink? Can you take a drink of that and notice how that is in the room? Touch something around as you're completing that goal, getting that thing done, seeing that check mark happen. Sweet. A day filled with ease, more laughter, more joy, more time to even take care of yourself, get in some exercise, making sure you're eating right, having good conversations, not projecting fear when you have a call, instead projecting love, projecting confidence, projecting what you're going to create for that person. Sweet. Projecting love into your family, your relationship, projecting that each conversation is going to go well. Sweet. When you're ready, allow yourself to breathe that in. And allow yourself to open your eyes. It's important that you allow yourself to practice various tools. Today, we've already practiced focus. We've practiced on a conscious level, subconscious level. We practiced understanding your emotions, understanding your thoughts, writing them down, understanding what perfectionism is, understanding how you can step right into your confidence, lower that perfectionism down, and still keep all of the positive attributes of getting things done, getting it done the way you want it to be done, still feeling good about it. Yeah, baby. All right. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Now, take advantage of this because I only go live on Wednesdays. But for June and July, I'm going live on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I'm taking the topic that you guys ask about and taking it even deeper and going into some even more tools that you can use. So today is a stacked day on to tomorrow. So you're going to get even more detailed tips on how to allow yourself to make these changes. Straight out, these are real tools. So if these help you or you see that they could help somebody else, then share this. And please don't share it like, ooh, I know you have this problem. This will help you because you're broken. Don't come from that place. It could be like, oh, remember we had this conversation about perfectionism? I watched this. I totally loved it. I think you're going to love it too. Or, oh man, I so have this issue about perfectionism and confidence. This was so great. You might like it. So there is no aspect of them being broken or needing to be fixed. That comes across really painful. So do it in a way that you're sharing and you're being loving, and it's just, hey, I saw this great book and I thought you might like it. Just like that. So you take care of you and know that you are not broken either, honey. You are wonderful. You are powerful. You are amazing. You are doing a smashingly great job. And if you need more support, more ideas, more tips, more tools, show up here every week, Wednesday. Ask me questions. I'll answer you individually. I also have this Thursday until the end of July, which is, I want to say it's 3 more Thursdays, but it might be 2 more Thursdays. Well, tomorrow would be 1, and then 2 more Thursdays after that. So you've got 3 Thursdays. You can ask your questions Wednesday or Thursday this month. Next month, just Wednesday. But either way, get the support that you need. Come on. This is your life. And, right, as the Bible tells us, we're like a vapor, right? Just like a vapor comes off when you just watch it and it fades. Our lives are flying by. So get the help that you need now. Don't wait. Do not keep waiting. I got the support that I needed throughout my life, and I needed to continue to learn and grow. So this is just going to be a notch in your belt, right? This is just one thing you're going to be learning and growing, but it's huge. I promise you. It's totally changed my life. It's totally changed so many lives of my clients, and not just my clients, but their families and their communities. So don't wait. All right, bring it in. Big squishy hugs. I'm heading over today to do my water yoga and then off to network and then to my client. Busy day. You take care of you as you have your busy day. Fill it up with love and hugs, right? Even if they need to be virtual hugs, just like this one. Just allow yourself to bring it in. Bring in that love. Bring in that support. And if there's any thought that says, oh, that's a fake hug, that's not support, they don't know me, scratch it. Doesn't matter that I know you, right? I still want to send you love. I still want to send you support. I still want to send you an understanding that you are amazing. You get to grow your confidence. You get to know you are enough. Because you are. All right, you take care of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Big squishy hugs, hearts. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Please do share this and share it with love, share it with support, and continue to bring in questions. I love it, guys. And know that you're so brave. Taking on this work, even if you don't share with anybody in the group, even if you're just sharing with me personally, that's brave. You're doing something brand new and something different. And a lot of people never will. They'll keep doing what they're doing because it seems so familiar that they believe it's safe. And you're stepping out of what's familiar, realizing totally not safe. I'm totally creating this space of pain and sabotage, and I'm making my life just heavy, and you don't deserve it. Make it light. Lift it up with help, right? Lift it up. All right, I'll talk to you later. Ciao for now. Mwah.